Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. So, as you just saw, that is the BMW that I've not touched in probably like 2 or 3 months. I just started it up. It didn't sound too happy, but I think she's gonna be okay. Definitely need to give this thing a wash and some TLC. It's been sitting under a tree for a few months, so that's why. But we're gonna pull this thing out of the tree and get this thing going again. Unloaded. I just washed it as well. Looks nice and clean. I'm vacuuming it out before I bring it into the garage. Some mold in some spots. So it's been sitting like there. I don't even know where else. Like some over here. It's kind of been trashed. I've kind of just driven it, not cared, and just kept driving. So we're gonna give it a good vacuum, get it cleaned out, wipe it down, and then bring it in the garage and get it all sorted. The car is as vacuumed as can be, I would say. In fact, this is from the wall. When I hit it, it ended up in my car somehow. Still in here as a reminder, I guess. But yeah, actually, you can see the seatbelt, super dirty, probably mold. I found some mold on the carpet right over there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's here, it's there, it's everywhere. It is what it is. It's not too bad. I'm gonna wipe everything down. Get everything wiped down. I was thinking about taking the back seats out, but I'm not even gonna go there because I don't want to deal with trying to get rid of them. So leave them in, wipe them down, call it good. Then we'll get to the fun stuff. Update. So I just lowered that spring hat all the way up to the top, or maxing out. I think I might add a little bit more travel into the shock. I'm gonna do the same on that side. I just tested out this side. It seems pretty good. So let's do that side and see how it looks. I got the car lowered. Looks a lot better now that it doesn't have a gigantic rake. I got the bumper on, sorta, kinda. Definitely needs a little bit of tweaking on this side. I'm gonna find some mounting locations I can zip tie it to and have it zip tied on. Looks a lot better with a bumper, that's for sure. If only I didn't total it, it'd be nicer. But yeah, so it is in one piece. Also, yeah, if you're curious, I haven't shown this car yet. It's just been parked. It's a secondary car. It's not the primary one that I like to drive now because I have the 240. But I'll play a clip of what happened here. It was about a year ago from like the Formula Drift event, like last year in August. So let me play that clip here. Guys just saw was the crash. That was me trying to do one more lap, trying to tap the wall. It did not go very well. So let's go back to the bumper. Okay, so I have the bumper mounted in a few different locations. I need to see if I can get this to sit up maybe just a little bit higher. I'm gonna continue this project later, but for now it looks pretty good. I need to figure out what to do with this gap because I did hit the wall. You guys saw in that clip. I'm gonna put something here. She's holding onto this little clip that's up in here right now. Just holding on tight. But it definitely looks a lot better. Definitely leveled out, looks way cleaner. I'm gonna put the white wheels I have up front, or the white wheel I have in the back. I'm gonna put them up front, up there. They look pretty cool, so you guys will see that in the next clip here. So the bumper is back on. I'm trying to decide wheels, whether I want to run these in the front or the ones on the other side I'll show you, or in the rear, because I can see the rear's kind of sunk a little bit. So I'm thinking, so yeah, this bumper is back on. Nice, zip tied. Ain't going nowhere. So I have this one on here on the rear to test fit it. Looks pretty good. Well, I'm gonna think about the front for nice steers, but they're a little big, I think, because they're 8 wide, and those other ones I had on the front were 7.5. So I think we're gonna run these ones in the rear. They look a little bit better. I do think I have a significant amount of toe in. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that wheel is kind of like brought in there. So let's see if we can fix that with the trailing arms and see if that'll go. But as far as this goes, it's all on there, zip tied under here, looking good. Just bounces right back, you know. See how long it takes me to knock that off. All right, guys, so I just put both of the white wheels on the rear. Definitely thinking that's the move, honestly. I think it looks the best. Definitely fills out the rear more than these. These are the stock. I think they're 7.5. The 7.5's up front, have the 8's in the rear. I think we're gonna put some 215, 45, 17s on there. It's usually the size I like to run in the rear on this car at least. I have 225s, but I mainly use them in the rain. I ran them once. I had way too much grip and I wasn't ready for it. And then I hit the drainage ditch at Evergreen and debeated the wheel. That was a fun time. But yeah, so we're gonna get some tires swapped onto these wheels, and we'll be good for that event on the 26th. Next step is to wash these guys and see how clean they come out. I think this one's definitely the worst of the two. This one, not as bad, but I'm gonna try just some water and this non-acid that I believe has acid in it, tire and wheel cleaner. It works really well. So let's see how clean we can get these things. Cleaned up pretty well. This one, I believe, was involved on the accident side of the car I got these off of. So they're definitely way worse. You can see like there's bare metal and it's been scraped, but it's a drift spare, so I don't think it really matters. But let's see what happens when I spray this off. Alright, you can definitely tell it's still, you can actually feel the groove of where it hit. It got caught on something, I don't know. You can see how bare this face is too. So letting these guys dry, they're pretty clean, better than they started. You can definitely tell this one has more damage. This is not gonna come out. I might paint over it, but probably not. It's gonna be a drift spare. Don't look too closely, I guess, right? They were free, so just gonna use these, cleaned them up, see how long they'll actually stay white for, I guess, right? So on to the next. So second project is complete. Mounted in the amp, everything like that. I also put this on because I found I had this. Forgot about I had it. It's a quick battery disconnect, so that'll work. I was also worried about the exhaust where it ended was like right here. Didn't want to catch fire or anything, so we put this this little turn down tip on there. This is from my truck. It fell off on the highway, and I ended up grabbing it and I said put it back on. So I threw it on this car. Kind of looks cool. Sounds actually a little different. Not by much, but just a little bit. Looks pretty snazzy. But all in all, this car's done until I can get oil and filter, do the oil change. Other than that, we're doing good. Guys, so we are doing the oil change on this car as part of reviving it. Excuse me. So yeah, we're reviving the E46 here. Got everything taken off, dipstick taken out, got the socket ready for the oil filter. This car literally runs on liquid moly, and I stepped on that. You can kind of see where the power steering fluid that leaks. Let's see if you guys can see here. You guys can kind of see this car leaks a lot. Also, there's no rack boots. It's been like that for almost over a year now. It's been fine. Probably not recommended, but this car is definitely not the best. Let's see if you guys can also see. Here, let me go grab a light real quick. The reason we don't really care about what happens with this car is this whole damage here has kind of just turned me off of wanting to put money into it. I believe it's the chassis is kind of split there. I don't think it's too big of a deal, but it's kind of right. Oh, it was also right there. I forgot about that. That's why. That's the main big reason with the lollipop mounts. It's ripped and this car's destroyed. So I just haven't touched anything on it. Just done oil changes, drive, and have fun. But yeah, as you guys can see, super leaky everywhere. Everything's leaking, but it's a BMW. It does what it needs to do, and that's about it. So let's get this oil change done. Maybe bolt check it while we're here too. Alright guys, so we got the oil coming out. It kind of looks like something that it shouldn't be, but I think that's because I put a additive into it to help out with the noises that it makes. It does make some very suspicious noises, so it kind of looks disgusting. Hopefully that's normal. Again, I don't really care. I'm just driving this car until it blows up. It does have 230,000 miles on it, probably plus some because the odometer stopped counting. So we're just letting it rock, having fun, and letting this drain. So I'll continue that when it's done and I'm on the filter side. Also, fun fact, this power steering hose right here, right there, I got that from AutoZone because as soon as I got this angle kit put on, it just started pouring fluid. I got this hose, it probably lasted a good little bit, but ever since then, it's just been leaking out of this fitting right here. I just wiped it off. I kind of wiped a little bit down. I don't think there's too much to do because it's gonna be totaled anyways. So yeah, the oil's still draining. I definitely didn't let it warm up for long enough, probably like a few minutes, but it's okay. It'll be all good. I recently did just replace this expansion tank because it was leaking coolant. It was peeing coolant out of somewhere around here, so we replaced that. New upper rad hose because the other one had silicone all over it and inside of it. Don't know what the last owner was doing, but so far, so good. That's the only thing I've really done to this car, actually. I haven't had to do much besides oil changes and whatnot. Obviously, the oil pan's leaking, but every BMW does that. So, all right, now we're gonna go up to the filter now. I'll stop blabbering. If you have never done a BMW oil filter for oil change in general on these cars, especially the E46s. I don't know what it is on other ones. I only have an E46. I use a giant 32 on here on a plastic housing. Brilliant idea. If you want to get one of these cars and you need an oil change, get a 32 socket for the oil filter housing. Also, I think part of the reason this car has lasted is because I've used liquid moly. Could be mistaken, but I just put that in it and it's been fine ever since. I mean, it does make noises. It definitely has a little bit of some sort of knock. Not too sure. That's loosened. You can kind of just take it off by hand. That comes off. It's going to drip oil everywhere. Usually the filter comes with it. I guess not this time. You're supposed to replace these O-rings right here and here. I haven't never done that. I always just replace this one. It probably helps to replace these. I actually have them. I got them from an FCP Euro kit. Never used them though. So I'd recommend doing that for sure. But definitely the one on the cap here. Alrighty guys, so after about 10 minutes of waiting for the oil to drain, it is finally done. So we're gonna pop this bad Johnny out here. Make sure I don't make a mess. There we go. So we got that out. You can pre-fill this. I never have. Back to the I don't really care about this car thing. So we need that clip. I got interrupted. So yeah, I just put the filter on. I don't know, turn this into a how to do an oil change. Trying to revive my E46. So make sure it's nice and level. I did lube up the O-ring. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to get a bite on there. I think we got a bite though. Very carefully thread it in. I'm gonna speed this. Alrighty guys, so we are back after that long time to tighten. This says about, I think it was what, 25 Newton meters. I don't have a torque wrench that reads Newton meters. So I kind of just go, and you can feel it stop, which I don't know if that's the correct way of doing it. Don't quote me on it. You kind of feel it right there, it's stopped. Don't want to over tighten it, just call it good as it stops. And we'll be good. Let me make this segment quick. We're just gonna pour oil and hope I don't spill. I usually just do right around 6-7 quarts, because it takes like 6.9 quarts. So I'm gonna sit here and pour all this and take forever. I probably should have just taken the top off the bottle, but you know how that goes. Pouring oil into an engine, simple as that. Do that. I'm gonna bolt check it after this just to be sure what's in the air. And then we're gonna call it good for the night. So as far as the bolt check goes, you just kinda wanna give it a nice little shake. Make sure nothing feels too loose. Don't mind the scary noises it just made. That should be fine. I'm gonna take the wheel off. Actually, I'm gonna take the wheel off. I'm just gonna go under here and check out these suspension components, make sure everything's tight, put a wrench on some stuff, and we'll see what we find. Finished the bolt check. The only bolts I found that were even loose were this one on this side and same with that side. But we're all good. Tie rods are tight. Everything up here is all good and tight. So we are all good. But yeah, that's what I was showing you guys earlier is how messed up this is here. Let me so you guys can see it. Yeah, right up there above the lollipop. And then that over there, that's from hitting the wall at Evergreen like you guys saw. I believe it was this video. This has been a little bit of a long video, so if you are still here, thank you for watching. This will probably be the end of the video here. We will see. Guys, so I just started it up after the oil change, totally botched the clip and ended it halfway through. We're all good. As you guys can hear, the engine's not the happiest. It's definitely full on oil, but it's okay. It'll quiet itself down after you drive it, I guess. Got the good old exhaust tip here, but yeah, I think she's all good. Got the 2:31 on the clock, kind of stopped counting, but we're good. I'm gonna check the oil just to be sure. I don't think anything's leaking. Nope, I don't see much leak in there, so I think we're all good. But thank you guys for watching and have a great rest of your day.